Hi, everybody. Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks here, and I'm joined by Miami assistant hockey coach Barry Schutte. And we haven't had a whole lot to celebrate, Barry, but obviously you guys are a week away from heading to the pod. But one of those things we always like to celebrate is signing a new class because that means you guys have done your job and get to reap your rewards of seeing those guys sign that letter.
Yeah, for sure. It's an exciting time, and it's been a lot over the last 12 to 16 months, to say the least, for us as a staff to kind of work through everything and that recruiting list and identifying what our needs are. And the fall is always an exciting time when you can make it official and come through and follow through on some of those promises that you're making to these young kids out there.
You're in charge of the recruiting on the program, and with Burge and the other coaches, what are you looking for when you go out and search for the next Miami RedHawk? Are there certain qualities you're looking for everybody, despite position?
Yeah, I think the two biggest things would be hockey IQ and competitiveness. How relentless are they with their effort? Do they see the game at multiple levels? Are they able to make small hockey plays in all three zones? Do they make players around them better? And at the end of the day, when there's a loose puck in the corner and it's me versus you, do they roll the sleeves up and fight for it? So, those would be two of the biggest keys. And then there's a lot more that goes into it than that. And also, what do we need? Do we need some size? Do we need some stick skills? Do we need to improve our overall speed and skating? It depends on what the needs are at that time. But those are a few of the boxes we're looking to check for sure.
Well, let's talk about the young men coming to Miami next season. Primo Southford, forward 5'9", 175-pounder from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Tell me about Primo.
Yeah, Primo is a smart hockey player. He meets the definition of making plays in all three zones and making players around him better. He's just continued to grow and develop. I think at the midget level, he was one of the top players within his age group. The last year and a half, he's been working his way through junior hockey. He had a really successful season in the BCHL last year. Now this year, he's playing with the Dubuque Fighting Saints in the USHL against some of the top competition. So we're excited about his potential. I think he's a young man that it's just a matter of getting bigger, stronger, faster over the course of the next 3, 4, or 5 years. Where's the ceiling for his game? No one knows, because he does have that hockey intelligence. He does have a want and a willingness. So we're really excited. But more of that playmaking forward, can contribute and score goals, but probably a little bit more of a pass first, make play type guy in the offensive zone. And a 200-foot player, and his growth will just be a matter of physically and mentally maturing over his time here.
Very good. Let's talk about Nick Donato. He is the big man on campus, if you will. He is the 6 foot, 190-pound defenseman out of Lake Forest, Illinois.
Yeah, Nick's grew up in the Chicago area, played his travel hockey there. He's on his second year in the USHL with Tri-City, a right shot defenseman. Defend first mentality. We want to be hard to play against, and certainly without the puck, and be able to make plays with it and get out of our end. And he does those things really well. He proved as a young first year junior player in one of the hardest leagues possible. It's really a hard transition for defensemen, and he was able to step right in and prove that he could defend anybody, anytime, anywhere. And then there's more layers to his game that as he continues to grow and mature, he can create secondary offense from the back end. So just a great kid who committed to Miami for all the right reasons as an institution and a hockey program, and rolls his sleeves up and gets to work every day and does so with a smile on his face every day. Loves the game, passionate about the game, a good teammate. But what can you expect from him? He's going to help us keep the puck out of our net, get it out of our end, and let the forwards go to work. And he was able to make that transition real smooth from midget to juniors, and we're expecting the same thing from juniors to college.
Very good. Frankie Carr, Caragiello. I'll get it as close as I can. He's a forward, 5'10", 175-pounder from Woodbridge, Ontario.
Yeah, Frankie is a young man who we're still learning to get to know more on a personal level. I think we understand his game a lot. He can really skate, and he's really competitive. For the Miami hockey fans out there, probably a little Karch Bachman-esque. Maybe we believe his hockey IQ might be a little higher as far as in all three zones and being able to distribute the puck at a higher level and make players around him better, not just with his speed, but with his stick and IQ as well. Karch did a lot of that with his strength and his skating and his competitiveness. We think and hope Frankie can create a lot of offense in a variety of different ways with his feet, with his hands, and with his head. So a relentless player, first, second, third effort is just as good as the initial effort. And can really generate things with his skating and his competitiveness.
Very good. And finally, Red Savage, 5'11", 174 pounds from Scottsdale, Arizona. Name sounds familiar. It should. Brian Savage's youngest, one of his young ones.
Yeah, for sure. I think Ryan and Red are looking forward to playing together, and obviously Brian and family couldn't be happier to have them here. They're different players. Red's a different player than Ryan, and Red's obviously finishing his second year with the U.S. National Development Team, and he's a leader for that group. He's a 200-foot player. He does everything right. He plays the game the right way from a coach's perspective. He's an honest player. He takes what the game gives him. He doesn't cheat the game in any phase of it whatsoever. You get the good, honest effort from him every day, but he's got above average skills, elite hockey IQ to where he can play with the best players and be one of the leaders when playing with the best players. So I think he's gonna dramatically help us in a lot of different ways, and we'll be able to step in and contribute from the day he gets here to the day he leaves. And we're very much looking forward to making him a part of this, and will be a leader during his time here. So there's no holes in his game. There really isn't. He can do everything with and against the best players out there, and he continues to do that and prove that at the junior level. And we think for him, it's going to be a very smooth transition. We definitely have that opportunity for him to do that here next year, and we think it'll be a smooth transition for him to do so. And we're excited to keep it all in the family for sure. And see what they make of their opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt keeping it all in the family. Barry, we appreciate you taking the time. I know you guys are busy getting ready for the season and those 10 games, 2 weeks, and a lot of time in Omaha coming up in the pod. We wish you well and hope everybody stays safe out there.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot for having me.